A man decided to venture into farming, so he headed to the local farmer's market to purchase some animals for his new farm. Approaching the animal seller, he first inquired about a rooster. The seller, with an air of authority, informed him, "Around here, we don't call them roosters. We refer to them as cocks." The man shrugged and proceeded to purchase one. Next, he pointed at a different bird and asked, "And what's that one called?" The seller replied, "That's a pullet." The man nodded and decided to buy the pullet as well. Then he spotted a donkey and expressed his interest, saying, "I'll take that donkey." The seller corrected him, stating, "We don't say donkey here, we say ass. But I have to warn you, the one we've got left has a bit of an attitude." Curious, the man raised an eyebrow and inquired, "What kind of attitude?" The seller explained, "Well, every once in a while, this ass will just stop walking and won't move at all. The only way to get it going again is to scratch it behind the ears." After a moment's consideration, the man decided, "I'll take the ass too." He paid for all three animals and began his journey back to the farm. As warned by the seller, the donkey stopped moving on the way home, refusing to take another step. The man, carrying the rooster in one arm and the pullet in the other, couldn't use his hands to scratch the donkey. At that moment, a woman passing by on the road became his unexpected savior. In a bit of a pickle, the farmer called out to the woman, "Excuse me, ma'am, can you help me out?" The woman walked over and asked, "What do you need?" The man replied, "Would you mind holding my cock and pullet while I scratch my ass?" Airman Jones is stationed at the onboarding center, where he counsels new recruits on their government benefits, with a particular emphasis on the GI life insurance policy. Captain Smith soon observes that Airman Jones boasts an extraordinarily high success rate, successfully selling insurance policies to nearly 100% of the recruits he advises. Intrigued, Captain Smith positions himself at the back of the room to listen to Airman Jones's sales pitch. Jones diligently explains the fundamentals of the GI life insurance policy to the fresh recruits, detailing the benefits it offers. He adds a persuasive touch, stating, "If you purchase this insurance and unfortunately perish in battle, the government will provide $200,000 to your beneficiaries. However, without this insurance, the government is only obligated to pay a maximum of $6,000. Concluding his pitch, Jones implores the recruits to contemplate the decision, leaving them with a thought-provoking question. Now, think very carefully. Who do you think they're going to send into battle first? A man was enjoying his evening run in the local park when he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his leg, forcing him to halt his jog. Initially dismissing it as a muscle cramp, he attempted to walk it off. However, as the discomfort persisted, he decided to consult a doctor. Anxiety filled the man as he waited in the doctor's office, fearing that the physician might question his sanity or fail to identify any issue. When his turn arrived, the doctor invited him into the office and encouraged him to elaborate on his experience. After a brief hesitation, the man decided to share the peculiar tale of the voices in his leg. He told the doctor, "There's something truly odd about my leg. Just place your ear against my thigh and you'll hear it." Despite some skepticism, the doctor obliged and was surprised to hear a voice saying, "Could you lend me $20? I urgently need $20. Perplexed, the doctor inquired about the duration of this phenomenon. But the man wasn't finished. He urged the doctor to listen to his knee, where another voice pleaded, "I'm really in need of $10. Could you lend me $10? The doctor, bewildered, admitted, "I've never encountered a situation like this before." The man insisted there was more. Urgently, he asked the doctor to listen to his ankle, where yet another voice begged, "Please, I'm in desperate need of $5. Could you spare $5? The doctor, still perplexed, confessed his lack of understanding and searched through medical textbooks. After careful consideration, the doctor made an educated guess, saying, "It appears that your leg is broken in 3 different places." A large number of viewers watch my videos without a subscription. Therefore, subscribe to my channel so as not to miss new videos with funny jokes. A newlywed couple had just returned from their honeymoon, ready to settle into their compact new apartment. The husband, captivated by the allure of his new bride, teasingly suggested, "How about we head to bed?" Blushing, the wife responded, "Hush now. Remember, the walls here are as thin as paper. Our neighbors might overhear. Next time, let's use a code. Perhaps, did you leave the door of the washing machine open?" As a signal. The following evening, the husband, recalling their secret code, asked his wife, "Darling, I was wondering if, by any chance, you might have left the door of the washing machine open?" With a firm tone, she quickly replied, "No, I assure you I did not. I remember shutting it." After her response, she turned over and fell into a deep slumber. The next morning arrived, and the wife, feeling a bit fatigued from the previous night, was also in a slightly romantic mood. She gently nudged her husband and hinted, "Actually, darling, I think I might have indeed left the door of the washing machine open after all." Calmly, the man reassured her, saying, "Don't worry, it was only a small load, so I did it by hand." One evening, a man and his wife engage in a conversation about their expectations for their son's future. "I have an idea," suggests the father. To illustrate his point, he places a crisp $10 bill, a bottle of fine whiskey, and a Bible on the coffee table. If he takes the money, he'll be a banker. If he takes the whiskey, he'll be a drunk. And if he takes the Bible, that means he'll be a preacher. Anticipating their son's arrival, the man and his wife discreetly hide, watching as their son enters the room. The boy approaches the coffee table, examining each item. First, he picks up the $10 bill, looks at it thoughtfully, and sets it down. Then he grabs the bottle of whiskey, uncorks it, takes a whiff, and places it back on the table. Lastly, he lifts the Bible, flips through its pages, and sets it down. Surprisingly, the boy opts to take the money, stuffs it into his pocket, grabs the whiskey, and walks away with the Bible tucked under his arm. "Well, how do you like that?" exclaims the father. "He's going to be a politician." A lady visited the doctor, expressing concern that her husband was losing interest in intimacy. The doctor prescribed a pill, cautioning her that it was still in the experimental stage. He advised her to discreetly slip it into her husband's mashed potatoes during dinner. Following the doctor's instructions, she administered the pill that evening. Returning to the doctor about a week later, she enthusiastically reported, "Doctor, the pill worked wonders. I added it to the potatoes just like you advised. Within 5 minutes, he leaped up, cleared the table of all the food and dishes, disrobed me, and took me right there on the table." Apologizing, the doctor admitted, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize the pill was that potent. The foundation will cover any damages." Nonchalantly, she responded, "No need. We won't be returning to that restaurant anyway." A construction worker, accustomed to long hours on the job site, decided to surprise his wife with an early return one day. After weeks of tireless work, he envisioned a quiet afternoon at home and, perhaps, taking his wife out for a nice dinner. Upon arriving, he noticed an unfamiliar car in the driveway, but initially, he didn't think much of it. Entering his home with a smile, ready to greet his wife, his expression quickly changed as he heard unsettling sounds coming from their bedroom. Feeling a sense of unease, he cautiously approached the bedroom door and opened it to find his wife in bed with another man. Shocked and disbelieving, he was filled with a rage he had never experienced before. Without thinking, he grabbed the man from the bed, yanking him away from his wife. The other man, caught off guard, struggled as the construction worker dragged him through the house, ignoring his wife's pleas and cries. The husband had one destination in mind: the garage. The garage, filled with tools and equipment from his job, was the construction worker's domain, a place where he felt in control. In the garage, he pushed the man against a workbench and, in a fit of anger, used a vise to secure the man's private parts. The man, now trapped in a horrifying situation, was filled with fear and began to scream and beg. Realizing the gravity of his predicament, he pleaded, "Stop! Stop! You're not going to cut it off, are you? Are you?" The construction worker, standing there with a look of cold retribution, responded in a calm and unnerving tone, Nope, I'm not going to cut it off. You are. I'm going to set the garage on fire. One evening, two couples decided to have a fun time together and play a game of poker. As they were deeply engrossed in the game, Dave, one of the participants, accidentally dropped some of his cards onto the floor. Bending down under the table to retrieve his cards, Dave made an unexpected discovery. Carl's wife, Kate, who was sitting across from him, wasn't wearing any underwear beneath her dress. This startling revelation left Dave quite flustered. In his haste to resurface from under the table, he ended up banging his head on the table. A little while later, still reeling from the discovery, Dave excused himself to go to the kitchen to fetch more snacks and drinks for the group. Kate, Carl's wife, seemed to have a sense that she had been noticed and boldly followed Dave into the kitchen. She leaned in closer and whispered, "When you were under the table just now, did you see something?" Caught off guard by her forwardness, Dave decided that honesty was the best approach and confessed that he indeed had seen something. Sensing an opportunity, Kate offered, "You can have it, but it won't be free. It will cost you $500." Dave was torn between his morals and the financial implications of this offer, but the temptation was too significant. After a few minutes of deliberation, he nodded in agreement. Accepting his decision, Kate informed him that her husband, Carl, would be out playing golf the coming Friday afternoon, which was a time Dave usually had free. She instructed Dave to arrive at her house at 2 p.m. on Friday as planned. When Friday finally arrived, Dave was at Carl's house at the designated time. He handed over the agreed-upon $500 to Kate, and they went into the bedroom to complete their secretive transaction. Afterward, Dave got dressed and left the house hastily. Later that day, Carl returned home from his regular golf game at 6 p.m. He casually asked his wife if Dave had come by that afternoon. A bit nervous, but trying not to show it, Kate responded, "Yes, he did stop by for a few minutes." Carl appeared to mull over her response briefly before asking in a more serious tone, "Did he give you $500? Struggling to maintain her composure and trying to keep her expression neutral, Kate answered, "Actually, yes, he did give me $500. Looking relieved and content, Carl surprised Kate with his next words. "That makes sense now. Dave came to me while I was at the golf club this morning and borrowed $500, promising he'd drop by our house later in the day to repay the money.